Yo, wagwan, big up everybody. Good morning. Me not too long ago wake up and me just wake up with some things on my mind and me just decide to just jump on and share, right? A lot of things going on in the world. A lot of things going on in the world. And it's so surprising when you look around and the people that you see, you realize that they don't care. Not only don't a little hint to what they're oblivious about. It's like they just ignore it and just keep on going because it's not fun. It's not. I honestly don't understand it, right? But I seen a video last night on that it was kind of disturbing, and it brought me back to another thing. A gentleman by the name of Yuri Bezmenov was talking about ideological subversion. Very interesting. And this is just a quick video, right? But first, I want to go into what's going on in Jamaica. There is food being wasted. There's an abundance of food that is being wasted. We're gonna get into it. Let's go over here. And I'll play this video. Primetime news in Jamaica. But you know, before we get into this still, we always have to give thanks to Almighty, you know, because I don't know how I wake up this morning, but here I am to live another day and come and do this thing and present this piece of information to y'all. So first and foremost, I want to say, give thanks to the Almighty. Almighty, give thanks to you at all times, for you are merciful and kind. Give thanks for sparing my unworthy soul that I may have another day to experience life and to change what I can, accept what I can't, and gain wisdom to know the difference. Give thanks to you, Almighty God. And we'll get into this thing now.
A dramatic twist in the nation's food chain.
In the aftermath of Hurricane Melissa, farmers cried out over empty fields and scarce produce.
Now, just months later, the problem has flipped.
From lettuce and cucumbers to pak choy and pumpkin, crops are overflowing and rotting in the fields.
As Sandy Williams reports, abundance has turned into waste.
In Boghole, Clarendon, the land is alive. As far as the eye can see, fresh green lettuce rooted firmly in the soil, neatly sown in straight lines and rows. Not far away, pak choy, healthy.
Alright, I'm glad me catch this thing early. I'm glad me catch this thing early, FB. Boom. Something right. There we go. We'll do that, and then it come back again, and then we'll go yasso.
A dramatic twist in the nation's food chain.
In the aftermath of Hurricane Melissa, farmers cried out over empty fields and scarce produce.
Now, just months later, the problem has flipped.
From lettuce and cucumbers to pak choy and pumpkin, crops are overflowing and rotting in the fields.
As Sandy Williams reports, abundance has turned into waste.
In Boghole, Clarendon, the land is alive. As far as the eye can see, fresh green lettuce rooted firmly in the soil, neatly sown in straight lines and rows. Not far away, pak choy, healthy, tall, some already blooming. Young vegetables springing up with promise, but not every green field tells a success story.
Take a look around. These pale, wilted heads of pak choy are still rooted in the soil, but they're already written off. Farmers here in Boghole say this entire field of pak choy was deliberately burnt, not because it failed, but because it produced too much, and now acres of food lie abandoned.
Nearby.
Brethren, Like,
The sheen has already been reaped, waiting, hope.
look at that, man. Hey, in a Jamaica, we no waste food in a brethren. We no waste food at Jamaica. So when me see when I look and I see these things now, right? And they gonna tell you why the food pack up. I don't know if they said it already.
Hopefully for Marcus. For farmer Patrick Blair, the problem isn't production, it's survival.
Since the hurricane, farmers in this era went out trying to beat the system, but the system beat us. Sorry, because what has happened, there are people who supply the hotel and they normally
Yeah, the man say hotel. There's farmers that supply the hotel.
come in this era to purchase vegetable crop. But ever since the shutdown of some of the hotels, the things kind of slow.
The cost of farming, however,
And close some of the hotels because of the extensive damage and they need to do repairs. So this slow down a whole heap of a business for farmers, which rightly so. This is a capitalistic world. You know what I mean? You can't beat it. But them close the hotel them and the farmer them don't have nothing to do with the food.
hasn't slowed at all.
And it is 50,000 a acre for land preparation. That's ready to plant. And it's about $10,400 for a bag, 100-pound fertilizer. Depends on the one that you use. And we have to pay $5,000 a day for labor work, plus lunch. So financially, it beat us bad.
In Maypen, the crop of contention is pumpkin, and plenty of it. Pumpkin vines sprawl heavy and green, their fruit fat and ready, dotting the field like scattered gold. The land has done its job.
So the people don't want to buy it. The people don't want it. The people don't need it. All of the people them that been displaced since the hurricane, them have need for it, I imagine. Somebody would have glad forget a pumpkin. Some of them dasheen and some of them pak chow. That's why usually people go to Jamaica. A lot of Jamaicans healthy because we eat a lot of ground provision. And this video kind of leading up into the next video, you know. I want you to pay attention to the abundance of food. When you have people that will be dedicated to work in the ground, you can feed your own nation. Look at all of this. But who getting it? Who were they expecting to do business with? The hotels. And this is not throwing no slight to nobody. No hotel or nobody, right? It's just think about it. One industry purchasing all of this food that they're having concerns about the wastage, right? It's not for the people. It's for business and it's for the hotels.
Every pumpkin full, firm, and fit for a table. But there are no buyers, no trucks, no voices bargaining at the farm.
So me have a 10-acre piece of pumpkin here, and no market feed, no market, I just a few local higgler pass through now and then. So me just tell myself, say better me try sell it out to the government. Hospital, the prison, all them institution there. Them can just take it and just feed them.
Ironically, Hurricane Melissa helped his crop, bringing the water pumpkins need to grow, but prices are falling fast.
So the hurricane actually helped his business. You see that? Devastation and destruction, it brings some good because the water needed. Some of these crops require a lot of water. You see what I'm saying? A lot of water. Which Jamaica is somewhat abundant in. Because the island, you see what I'm saying, in the middle of the ocean. So it have natural springs and all these things where that is another conversation altogether again. Because you find when people find things one of the first instincts to do is to protect that thing. And protection can look very different to a lot of different people. You see what I'm saying? Usually, nowadays, is protecting your investment. But all of this food, and yes, the hurricane soaked the land. Soaked the land so that anything after the hurricane pass, it gonna be abundant. That is what happening. Have a lot of food, but because the hotel closed and them saying that the food gone waste. They're not looking to give it away, you know. We're living in a capitalistic society. They spend money to get this thing, so they need to make money, which is fair, because they need to feed their families too. It's kind of ironic because they're growing food. You know what I say? But at the end of the day,
The
this is
last price when me
something
get,
to
you know,
do.
it just derail from this and come back right at $130 right now. Anybody come with us sell out it for the $130 because it's going down, it's not going up back like where it is a couple of weeks.
Farmers say after months of labor and time, not even money is what's being wasted. And they're calling for stronger protection against imports, especially when local food is rotting in fields. At the Agriculture Ministry, Minister Floyd Green admits there is a glut.
I have mixed feelings towards politicians. I'm not gonna lie, right? Let's play the video first.
And says help is on the way.
We are embarking on a series of targeted farmers market commencing this Friday across the entire island for the next few weeks, where RADA and our JS networks will work together to expand market access and support direct farmer to consumer sales. In fact, we are putting in a strategy to provide logistic support, which means transportation support to
Virgin, I saw this before this gentleman carries on, right? As he's a minister, I have to respect him, but at the end of the day, you see a lot of times when these politicians them talking about them plan and what them gonna do, we as the people, when we are at these rallies and them talking, you see, that is why them have liquor and weed and all kind of degeneracy at rally, you know, these political rally. In Jamaica, talking about where I come from, not talking about nobody else's place. They have these political rallies, and you can look it up on YouTube. Zane, you have the degeneracy start from the buses that pick these people up to bring them to the rally. And the parading around in the streets and them thing. Yo, I don't think politics picking the leaders that's supposed to be in charge of everything should be a spectacle like that. I think this thing, people need to pay attention to who these people are, what they're doing, and in moments like this, especially like when you say you're gonna imply a strategy to do this, that, and that. What is the strategy? What does the strategy entail? Tell the people them what the fuck you gonna do so them know what to look out for. You just drop a strategy, and then you have people who get paid to be at these places. I'm not saying that this is a rally, right? But you have people that get paid to be at these places that they're just so happy for the little money and the liquor and the weed that they just don't give a fuck. It's just a party to them. So anything this person say, yeah, can you just give me some money? Yo, people need to, I think people need to stop and reevaluate like what priorities. Because honestly, if these people were doing what they said they were supposed to do, we can afford to own liquor and weed if that is what you want. We can afford what one thing and do what we need to do. Right? We need to stop playing into all of these games and charades where these people are put on in order to get your vote, because voting is a hell of a thing in a brethren. In my opinion, voting, every time you vote to put somebody in power over you, That vote is giving away your rights. Whatever rights you have, that this person needed you to sign on his name so that he could be put into power, so that he can make a bill. That is what you're doing every time you vote. Because when them pass the bill, after you done vote them in, there's nothing you can do. There is nothing you can do because you put the people in power. The Supreme Court judge, whoever have to pass it or whatever, do whatever. These people have an agenda. But somehow, they need your consent. It's strange. Because legally you have things that they can't do. Constitutionally, you have things that they can't do. That they need your consent in order to go there and fuck with it. I was doing a video the other day on this lady, these people, sovereign citizens, right? People just feel entitled sometimes. Sometimes, not all the times. And they get carried away with these things. But there was a lady that said, I'm not driving, I'm traveling, I'm not doing any commerce with the state, and I'm within my legal bounds to do so. Police, I'm still gonna fuck with her, They're still gonna fuck with her. But she's not wrong. She is not wrong. If you go back and look at the history of driving and how it has evolved, a series of politicians came in and continue to make changes to this thing. I'm not saying that change is not needed and regulation is not important in order to maintain order. You see what I say? But at the end of the day, all these rights that you're looking around now and you see that you don't have, you voted them away. There was a scene in, I think it was the show Yellowstone, where it went back to cowboy days and this guy was trying to sell, I think, a washing machine and some other appliances, right? And it used electricity. And he was trying to sell these people, and the guy's looking at it and say, yeah, we can come in, we can wire up your house for electricity, and then, yeah, this will wash your clothes. We got a fridge, it'll keep your food cool. We got, a washing machine, but the ladies wash the clothes. Yeah, well, they can go do something else while the washing machine washes the clothes. Something else like what? And then it was saying all of these glamorous things that you can, you can go sit down, enjoy your time, and they're working on other modern innovations to make things more convenient for people. Convenience. That is the selling point. Make it more convenient for people, right? So the guy looked at the salesman and said, so hold on. So when I buy this washing machine and it break, I gotta call you. Not only do I gotta call you, because I bought this thing from you, I'm gonna be giving you money over time because this thing works on electricity that I'm gonna have to now pay for, right? Instead of just washing the clothes myself with the time that I have. I'm gonna have to be paying you money to come and fix all the shit that I buy to give me convenience. So not only is the convenience, somewhat of an expense, but it's also an illusion because you have to expend energy somehow in order to make the thing happen. People don't think like that no more. They welcome convenience. Instead of me just keep doing what I've been doing, why not try this thing? We didn't design it, we didn't make it. Somebody else did and give it to us, and we'll just take it and accept it and run with it. And then came things like the FDA and the people them that regulate video games and all of these things. Every time we make advancements, you have something that come in to regulate it. That is not the problem. Who regulate the regulator? Right? And I'm going to continue playing this video because I want to get to the next one.
Help the farmers get to the farmers market so that they can sell these excess items.
Additionally, the ministry through RADA will be engaging agro-processors to absorb excess production and finalize a new buyback program and improve storage. Sandy Williams, TVJ News.
Evening, a dramatic twist in the nation's food chain.
All right. So that is the food crisis happening in Jamaica. Honestly, if we're not gonna lose money, then don't try to make a profit at that point in time. Just break even. And I'm sure breaking even is giving a decent price back to people that can actually afford the food in this time of crisis, right? Because you say you're trying to beat the hurricane or whatever have you. But the people them that you're trying to beat this thing and you never do your research and look into the hotel industry and what happened to them after the hurricane. So or maybe you thought that they would just rebuild all of that stuff like, real quick. Everything present a problem. I suppose them don't open back again. We're not just gonna stop grow food. Priorities mix up. And we need to get them straight. And the people that we put in power, sometimes it proves that they don't have our best interests at heart. Zin? And I did listen to what I just said because words mean things. The persons that we put in power. Because if you don't go there and vote and say, if everybody say, yo, instead of we want to vote for them people, we don't vote none at all. And everybody make it known that no, we're not doing this fucking thing. Because whatever reason, there needs to be justifiable reasons. People just, this is just a job. An unregulated job. And I mean unregulated meaning that the people that it regulate have no say in the regulation. That need for change. Need for change. The lickiness, need for drop it. And then now you have this other video of people interest, right? Bill Gates had I think it was a TED talk where he was talking about population control. No. Population control is a very interesting thing, right? And again, they will try to convince you that there is a problem. Convince you that, hey, this thing is a problem, This thing is a big problem and we need to try to fix it. Population of the earth is getting too great that the earth can't sustain itself. Alright, cool. Why is that? Why is it that the earth that we can't sustain ourselves? Think about it. Because we can see here, this is why I don't take this off of the screen yet. It's not food. In order for people to live, the bare necessities is sustenance and shelter. Food and shelter. That is the first two things that anybody needs to survive. Food and shelter. Man can make them one shelter. You can go in the forest, take whatever you find, dig a hole, find a cave, like how, some people used to do way back in the days, and live. Food and shelter, the only two things you really need initially to survive. Protection is another step, but protection is not necessarily essential for your personal sustenance. It's for protection against and for external things, right? But we see here that when people really work and put in the work, that they can produce things. See? But it is going to waste because the capitalism that fed it is currently on pause. So we can feed ourselves. what is the need to reduce the population and kill how much people? What is the need for something like that? My opinion. If I had 50 students in my class, right? Fuck that, let's give it more. If I had 60 students in my class, I'm teaching 60 kids. And I'm not talking about teenagers, I'm talking about little children. I have 60 of them and it's just me by myself. I might, if I employ like certain tactics, be able to somewhat instill control and order. Zane? 60 kids in a class. But do you know it's significantly easier with 10? You see what you get what I'm saying? Taxes on them things, right? Way back in the day, whatever day, go back in history, you can go and read, not necessarily referencing to a specific time because it has happened several times where they refer to the people as the mob, by the way. I want you to bear that in mind as well. You are the mob. The people is the mob, and there's a reason for that. Taxes go up to $2. It's $2 today money. Let's say something that, $2 is like a week's worth of groceries. Is that a good comparison? Or a day's worth? I don't know. $2. It don't matter. It's like a far comparison from what is today. It has multiplied significantly from then to now, right? So $1. That is what they're requiring you now to pay in tax. People used to run through the streets and riot and fuck up the place, brethren. And the soldiers them could barely control that shit. The people who the politicians had in place to go and govern the streets and all them things, they could barely control the shit. And they took certain things into consideration because them have the army they can send out and go do them thing, but can they really do that in mass? And then again, the army people is some of the people them who have to pay taxes too, I suppose. Everybody have to pay tax. You see what I say? So when the taxes raise up now and then the people them start mob and start retaliate and start going all kind of way. And then now the soldiers them might say, yo, how the blood clot this boss? Yo, me just get my pay and me see tax come off in the brethren. Yeah, take off tax and the soldier they grab him spear and hold it. So and I look at me and say, yo, what kind of tax thing you deal with, dog? How come tax money gone out of my money? And then the politician them have to say, no, it's alright. Come on, let's put the taxes back to where they were. We cannot gouge you people for any more money to live lavishly, so we're just gonna put it back. Sorry about that. Everybody go back and then let's give everybody bread and wine to quell the mob. And then they go back in the war room and then they strategize again and come back again. Keep coming back. The mere fact that there's a war room, because I don't know nothing about no war room, but the mere fact that there is a war room where strategies are made to come and implement onto the people them, and the people them not privy to them conversations. Zane, after we vote you in and give you our vote and put you in power, that's it. Nobody don't give a fuck no more. You don't care about the people. We're here now. We can do what we want to fuck them. We just can't do what we come here to do. No matter how much lie we did have to tell. So without too much talking, right? Because I don't want to stay too long here. I'm going to go to this next video.
What do we need humans for? Or at least, what do we need so many humans for?
While the argument continues about...
I'm big up to this guy, News Updates for Real. This guy is big on conspiracy theories. Conspiracies is what I say. Very interesting. It's information. If you get it, you can look into it if it interests you, Zine, and make it make sense to you. But a lot of it kind of makes sense when you look into it. Conspiracy theory is only a conspiracy theory until it becomes true. And then when there are facts presented towards it, it's like nobody don't give a fuck about it no more. Regardless of how damning the information is.
Whether this person deserved to die today, we can take solace in the fact that the World Economic Forum is just openly discussing ways to depopulate the earth.
The World Economic Forum is where this conversation is being had. They don't care no more. Yo, on the need for read Revelation, you know. On the need for read on the Bible, read Revelation. Because it tell you that all of the people them that come in to do the fuckery in the end time, when it come towards the end, they don't care. Because time to do all of the foolishness, it's short. And they just gonna ramrod that shit down your fucking throat. They don't give a fuck. They're openly out there telling you what they're doing, but because you're so distracted by things and by foolishness. Anton and Corey Hall come on the internet, everybody going fucking crazy for that shit. And nobody thinking about all of these things.
And as you start the riots tonight, I hope you'll remember this is exactly what they want, and we're falling for it. Here you go. Here, do you want to take a listen to this stuff, though? Don't take my word for it.
Do you have an answer in the book?
At present, the best guess we have is keep them happy with drugs and computer games. The idea of the social credit is to monetize everything, to give value to every single thing you do in life.
I want you to pay attention to the points and the progression of how this conversation takes place, right? First question the man asks, why do we need humans? Right? How them keep you guys captive with the video games and entertainment, all of that. And then moving along now to a social credit system.
It has positive potential in some regards. Most people...
Positive potential in some regards. So let me ask a question, right? If the first question was, why do we need so many humans on the earth? Moving into the social credit system with that with that thought that you put into our heads, and it's a social credit system, that means that everybody is working to make sure that the social credit system, meaning what other people think of you, to be a major impact in your life now. What happened to the people with low credit score? Is that just a way of putting it back on society, saying that, oh, people don't like you, so it's just better we just kill you and done? You're gonna be locked up for a low social credit score. You're gonna go to jail. And then in jail, you just, your score just drops lower, so we just gonna euthanize you.
Will be willing to give up their privacy in exchange for much better healthcare based on 24 hours monitoring of what's happening inside their bodies. This is...
So we want to put some shit in your body that we can see what's going on at all times. You want to put something in my body that I don't know what the fuck it is. I didn't make it. I am not privy to the technology. It's probably top secret technology or whatever. And the breakdown of it that you show me is not 100% accurate. It's probably telling me some things, but not everything. And then you neglect to tell me that there is some switch that you can flip. And then all of a sudden, I am no more. See? My body, my choice is a thing for right now, Enjoy while it lasts.
The end of human history. Not the end of history, the end of human-dominated history. History will continue with somebody else in control. AI...
Human history. The end of human history. That means that you not in control of the writing of it no more. This is when essentially you have lost. Because it tell you that history is written by the winners. History is written by the winners. And you know, this is why man is God and man is Satan. Because everybody can't think like this. Sadly enough, that it is inevitable for people like this to exist. People that have this kind of thought process because it is unique. It is unique to be able to do this kind of work with such purpose and passion. You have to have that perspective as a unique individual. And you will find other people who will somewhat rock with you. But there will always be somebody in that group that is just superior at that thing, the arbiter of the destruction. And usually he gets just put in the shadows. He's okay in the shadows. He don't want to really be in the light. Nobody don't know this guy. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. AI Bible, what is that now?
Can even write a new Bible. All the other books of the other religions, humans wrote them. But
Who wrote them? Don't tell people that. People don't want to hear that. It's the message from God. God come down and give a man a pen and say, yo, write this. And tell people, say it's me.
our book, no. It came from some superhuman intelligence.
So AI gonna write the new Bible. And you know, that's why I start out by saying, yo, no need to read the Bible. Read the ending part in Revelation. Just go through that whole thing one time and you will be surprised to see what you see. Because it tell you that in the end times, the last little bit of time or whatever. I don't know if it's no end times, but I'm just telling you what it say, right? The people them that doing all of the foolishness, they're not gonna care. They don't care anymore. They just gonna tell you what they're doing and not give a fuck. And it gonna be up to you to believe them.
Human rights are just like heaven and like God. It's just a fictional story. Companies like Apple and Google will have tons and tons of data on your body, on your most private affairs and conditions. We humans should get used to the idea that we are no longer mysterious souls. We are
Pull up a part there.
Humans should get used to the idea that we are no longer mysterious souls. We are now hackable animals. By hacking
I wonder if you hear what the man just said a while ago. A lot of people that just flying over y'all heads. Hey, if you're watching this video, please like the video, share and subscribe. This is 187 Opinions and Reviews, and this is Morning Thoughts, right? But pay attention. Pay attention. To what is going on around you. Man say, 1 second. Reply to this guy. Okay. Zin, you are now a hackable animal. They have jailbroke your software. I wonder if you understand what that means. When you have labs doing research and development and all types of things, it's for a purpose. It is for a purpose. Who give these people authority to do what they're doing? Who gives CERN the authority to dig a how many ever kilometer circle and shoot some violent shit? We don't know what the fuck they're doing down there. Who knows what the fuck they're doing down there? Who pays these people for this type of research? Why are they paying them to do this type of research? Who gives them the authority to do this type of research? Who regulates their research? To look into it, to say that, yo, you guys doing some dangerous shit. You're trying to fuck with black holes. Or what if you open up a fucking black hole on our planet and our planet gets swallowed a black hole? Like, nobody is there to regulate that shit. I don't know. I don't think so. The research is being done, and them have the tools and the weapons to do certain things. But no, you are a hackable animal. And now that he has now told you what you are, he gonna tell you how they do it with the hacking.
Organisms, elites may gain the power to re-engineer
Who? Come again?
animals. By hacking organisms, elites may gain the power to re-engineer the future of life itself. In order to collaborate on a large scale,
Elites? Who are the elites? Let me see if Google know. Elites are small, influential groups holding disproportionate power. Disproportionate. Elites are small, influential groups holding disproportionate power, wealth, privilege, and specialized knowledge within society. They include corporate leaders, high-level politicians, top bureaucrats, and cultural influencers. Cultural influencers. Media, academia, philanthropy, who shape societal decisions and norms. Elites are often categorized by wealth, capitalist elites, or institutional authority. Key aspects of elites include political, corporate power. Individuals in top positions of government, major corporations, and financial institutes often linked through interlocking directorates. Cultural / professional influence. The well-educated, including media figures, academics, and professionals who set social narratives. Wealth and lineage. Traditionally, elite status was defined by inherited wealth, aristocracy, and land ownership. Global elite, a cosmopolitan, influential group of international business leaders and politicians. And it goes on to definitions and perspectives. Let's look at that. Elite theory suggests society is ruled by a small minority with superior skill or resources. I don't think they're talking about the people in the government. Let's carry on. Right? And I don't think these people that they're talking about, like Forbes or anybody, if you heard a name, you'd probably be like, who the fuck is that? It's not Elon Musk. It's not Jeff Bezos. These are just some of the people that just, it would shock you. Public perception, often framed as those who look down on common folk and believe they know better how to run society. This is Google. Current shift. The definition is shifting from purely wealth-based to being increasingly defined by education and institutional access. I think that last one, the current shift is is an illusion, because there is a certain level where your access stops. Like, let's say the elevator goes to the 100th floor and there's 101 floor, your access might only take you to floor 50. There's 51 other floors above your access grade, right? And let's say you being a common person and you're benefiting from the current shift and you're being elevated to the highest level that you can be elevated to. Out of them 101 floors, your access might only take you to floor number 80. And when you're coming into the building and you may be on the first floor, moving up to the 5th floor, and then you don't know nothing. There is a plan. There's people with plans. You are still a fucking pawn. All of this compass and square things. And people swear by these things. Yo, there's a plan, brethren. There's a plan that you don't know about. But you have to be this faithful, loyal soldier and take all these oaths and basically give up your life. If you talk about nothing, people cut off your head and take out your tongue and dismember you and do all kind of vile things to you. That's why they don't talk about the shit. Yo, no need for educating yourself, people. Humans, social credit, surveillance, end of history, AI Bible, human rights, data. You are now animals that can be hacked. Them tell you about the hacking and now it's the stories.
You need to convince everybody to believe in the same story. The engine of history is stories. And they don't even need to be true.
You know what's funny as he said that last part? Convince people. How do they test these things? Because it's not like they're just going to come out tomorrow with a story and say, here, have it, it's yours. There's steps to these things. There's research and development, right? There's testing, all kinds of different testing because it has to be foolproof. The hack has to be hacking on a scale that is undetectable by, we have to get it done right. Hack you, do all of the research that they need to know, have the information that, this is how we convince them. This is how we gaslight people. Right? This is how we tell you that, Fruit of the Loom never had a cornucopia. It never had a cornucopia, what they call it, the Mandela effect. And it's so funny how they would name it that too. But yeah, that's it for me on Morning Thoughts. I think I'm gonna cut it off there. But this video in particular, it disturbed me. It disturbed me on a deep level, and I just wanted to, share it with people. Maybe it can disturb you too enough so that you can say. And I don't think that there is nothing that we can necessarily do about this thing. It just have got to pass. But, there is a way that seems right to a man, but the ending thereof is death. There is a way that seems right to a man, but the ending thereof is death. And you see, it's very interesting what this gentleman has said, right? About religion and all of them things, that it is just something that has been given to people. You don't know where it come from, and this man write it. Them write it for a reason and a purpose. Being that as it may, I don't think the power come from religion. I think the power come from inside of us. And how we take and interpret that message into our consciousness. This person is saying a lot, and most of it might sound bad, right? You are a hackable animal. That is his perspective on how he looks at you. in order to be able to hack something, it has to be somewhat an intelligent system where you have to bypass a lot of things. I don't know. I don't want to go down that rabbit hole. But hey, this was very interesting. Very, very interesting. I'm gonna leave it right there. Give me 1 second. You guys go check out Crazy Karens. That show is funny. Show is funny as hell. There was a video of this lady that in one of them protests she picked up a flashbang grenade. You know, flashbang is not necessarily, it's more of a concussive force rather than a concussive explode, rather than a bombardment with shrapnel, right? There's still shrapnel, I assume, but it's not, it's more for disorientation and, you know, visual impairment. It's a concussive force that, you know, renders you temporarily blind and dizzy, disoriented. Now the police them threw it, and this lady picked it up, and it exploded in her hand. Then, let me go over here. It's just me. She picked it up, and it exploded in her hand, and she's running like, oh my god! And then this drops on the floor. That's literally what happened in the video. I'm not necessarily making fun of her. So now you have a bunch of people making a bunch of videos, and there's this one guy who was saying, you fucking idiot, why would you pick up a live explosive? You know, and I was there, I was saying, you know, it's not everybody know them things. Some people don't familiarize themselves with weaponry and tactical equipment to know that, you know, this thing is activated and discharged for a reason. So you going to pick it up is very dangerous. Why not run away from the thing? That's what the guy was saying, which makes sense to people that educate themselves about these things. But do you think that some of these people out here, let's just assume that she's a Karen for the sake of the conversation. Do you think that this Karen has educated herself on the use of I'm assuming it's a military grade flashbang? I don't think so. I don't think she even knows. I think it's just out of pure ignorance. You think people that and you know that you're gonna be in a protest, you know that you're gonna be there to start some shit. Why not educate yourself on the tactics that law enforcement is approved to use in these situations, and familiarize yourself with them so that you can protect yourself? No, this is why women need men. I think it's a reason why a man didn't pick it up. You know, a man was proud. I didn't see it. I only saw the part where she was running. I didn't see the part where she picked it up and it exploded. Maybe I should go look for that video to get better context. But there was probably a man there. I'm assuming that if I watch the video, I will see that when that flashbang was thrown and that man see it drop at his feet, he was like, nope. And he got the fuck out of there. But this lady decided to pick it the fuck up. Some people just need Jesus. Some people need Jesus, and I have something for you. I got something for y'all. I'm gonna write it, but here one now I'm gonna share something with y'all. I am a man, I love my Psalms. I love read my Psalms. I love my Psalms. Which one I gonna give them today? I'm gonna leave you with a Psalms. Going to leave you with a Psalms. Alright, that one. I think it's... Give thanks to the Almighty, give thanks to Him at all times. Merciful and kind. I'll make some video and just read Psalms to you because oh God, the heathen are come into thine inheritance, the holy temple have they defiled. They have laid Jerusalem on heaps. The dead bodies of thy servants have they given to be meant unto the fowls of the heaven, the flesh of thy saints unto the breath, the beasts of the earth. No man. You look for a nice Psalms and good tone. Just bear with me. There we go. There we go. I know, sir. Yeah. See it now. I'm gonna leave you with this. I'm going to leave you with this. I'm gonna close that. Go back over here, so. This is Psalms 35. And I hope if you listen this, I hope you carry this along your day. Plead my cause, O Lord, with them that strive with me. Fight against them that fight against me. Take hold of shield and buckler and stand up for mine help. Draw out also the spear and stop the way against them that persecute me. Say unto my soul, I am thy salvation. Let them be confounded and put to shame that seek after my soul. Let them be turned back and brought to confusion that devise my hurt. Let them be as chaff before the wind, and let the angel of the Lord chase them. Let their way be dark and slippery, and let the angel of the Lord persecute them. For without cause have they hid for me their net in a pit, which without cause they have digged for my soul. Let destruction come upon him at unawares, and let his net that he hath hid catch himself. Into that very destruction let him fall. And my soul shall be joyful in the Lord. It shall rejoice in his salvation. All my bones shall say, Lord, who is like unto thee, which deliverest the poor from him that is too strong for him. Yea, the poor and the needy from him that spoileth him. False witness did rise up. They laid to my charge things that I knew not. They rewarded me evil for good, to the spoiling of my soul. But as for me, when they were sick, my clothing was sackcloth. I humbled my soul with fasting, and my prayer returned into my own bosom. I behaved myself as though he had been my friend or brother. I bowed down heavily as one that mourneth for his mother. But in mine adversity they rejoiced, and gathered themselves together. Yea, the abjects gathered themselves together against me, and I knew it not. They did tear me and ceased not. With hypocritical mockers and feasts they gnashed upon me with their teeth. Lord, how long wilt thou look on? Rescue my soul from their destructions, my darling from the lions. I will give thee thanks in the great congregation. I will praise thee among much people. Let not them that are mine enemies wrongfully rejoice over me. Neither let them wink with the eye that hate me without a cause. For they speak not peace, but they devise deceitful matters against them that are quiet in the land. Yea, they opened their mouth wide against me, and said, Aha, aha, our eye hath seen it. This thou hast seen, O Lord. Keep not silence, O Lord. Be not far from me. Stir up thyself, and awake to my judgment, even unto my cause, my God and my Lord. Judge me, O Lord my God, according to thy righteousness, and let them not rejoice over me. Let them not say in their hearts, Ah, so would we have it. Let them not say, We have swallowed him up. Let them be ashamed and brought to confusion together that rejoice at mine hurt. Let them be clothed with shame and dishonor that magnify themselves against me. Let them shout for joy and be glad that favor my righteous cause. Yea, let them say continually, Let the Lord be magnified, which hath pleasure in the prosperity of his servant. And my tongue shall speak of thy righteousness and of thy praise all the day long. Give thanks, Almighty. Give thanks, Almighty. They know, them say a psalms a day keep Satan away. And I believe them. That is why I try to meditate on positive things and not try to dwell on negativity. But yeah, big up to everybody. I'm gonna start my day now. Thank you for watching. If you're rewatching, please like, you can share. Subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend so we can all be friends and come chill on the ends, right? But this is 187 Morning Thoughts, and I want, remember, everything you hear is not truth, and everything you're told is not the full story. See? This is 187 Opinions and Reviews. Stay curious, stay dangerous, and everybody big up on yourself and have a wonderful day. See? Big up to Uno. Big up to Uno. Uno. Mad thing.